So in this video, we're going to go over basic grip tools, okay, and with a little bit of demonstration of each one. Later on in further videos, I'll go into more into depth with these tools and what they can do. We're going to start with, of course, being wearing their shirt, Captains of Crush. These are Captains of Crush Iron Mine grippers. Okay, the name of the company is actually Iron Mine. As you can see, it says COC 2.5, Captains of Crush 2.5. Okay, each one, as the numbers go up, gets significantly harder. Okay, you can actually get certified on the number 3 and the number 4. A couple hundred people are on the list for the number 3. There's less than 20 on number 4 in the world. Iron Mine is a internationally recognized company. They actually supply the World Strongman competitions with some of their equipment and sponsor them, so they are a very legitimate company, very reputable. And I have a lot of their stuff, and it's quality stuff that never seems to fail. I mean, it's just everything I have of theirs I've had for a while, and it's good quality stuff. Now, they're about $25 a gripper. Okay, that may seem high, but being that this is billet steel, and the quality and the craftsmanship put into these things, and they're going to last you the rest of your life. Literally, these things will never break. It's a pretty good investment. There are other brands. This one's heavy duty brand. You can go on. You can get the grippers, by the way, from Iron Mine on Amazon.com, or you can go into Iron Mine directly. They're the same price though on both sites, so it doesn't really matter. But you probably still get a little faster if you use Amazon, especially if you have Amazon Prime. Okay, this one brand name is heavy duty. Okay, this one says 300 pounds. There it is, 300 pounds. Okay, that's the amount of force it takes to close those two together. Okay, it's a pretty simple technique. You know, you just get a good grip on it, get your fingers around it, and squeeze. Okay, that's all you do until the two tips, inside tips here and here, touch together. Okay, simple. Okay, well, it's not simple to do, but it's easy to execute, but it's hard to actually close. Okay, so that's a basic tool. They have a 0.5, a 1, a 1.5, a 2, a 2.5, a 3, 3.5, and a 4. Okay, and they have one called a trainer, I think it is too. Okay, and that's for true, real beginners. Okay, but and this one, still, it's a high quality gripper. It's about half the price of a Iron Mine gripper, but these are not certified. Okay, these are not the ratings on these. You know, it says 300 pounds, doesn't necessarily it's 300. It's going to be in that range, but it's not going to be exact. Okay, it's going to be, it could be 20 pounds off in either direction. Whereas if you get the Iron Mine Captains of Crush grippers, which have the chrome finish instead of the black finish like the heavy duty, these are certified to be within only a few pounds tolerance. Okay, so these are official. Okay, a good tool to have, if I can find it. Also, if you're going, is this. It's just a little like rubberish type ball. Before you do any heavy duty grip training, or even before you do things like deadlifts where it takes a lot of grip strength, or farmer's walks, anything like that, it's just to roll it around in your hands, just to warm up and loosen up the tendons and ligaments in your hands. It's a good, essentially, warm up for your hands. What you can do with these as well is use hot tap water, as hot as your tap water will get. Don't microwave this, for God's sakes. And then let the warmth get into your hands as well. So just put this into a cup or bowl of tap water that's as hot as your faucet will get, and then put it in your hand, roll it around, and it'll warm up the hands real nice. It's a nice way to warm up the hands, literally and figuratively. So now, if you don't want to invest into a bunch of grippers, which I understand, they're $25 a piece. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, you know, it's $150 of grippers right there. This is basically an all-in-one. It is not made by Iron Mine, but it's still a quality device. And it has 3 springs right here. It actually comes with 4. There's a 4th that I just don't have on it. But it's adjustable. As you adjust up and down these notches, here. You can adjust the springs all up and down. You can take the springs off, you can add springs to it. and it goes through all the different ranges. And the handles, of course, are made just like the gripper handles. So it's a duplication of it, and you can start with one spring and work your way up to all four and move them up and down and to adjust the tension. So it's just a good starter. This is I got it off of Amazon. It's relatively inexpensive. It's under $25, I believe, and it pretty much takes the place of all grippers. The only thing is it's not official. So if you're just looking to increase your grip and not get into necessarily grip competitions or get certified on the iron mines, it's a perfect tool to have. Okay, we'll change subject here a little bit. This is a thick handle. This one's actually made by Iron Bull. It's called Iron Mine TG Grip 2.0. There you go. Fat Grips, FATGRIPZ, I think it is, makes the same exact thing. What this does, this goes over your bar. So here's my Olympic bar here, and it slips over your Olympic bar and increases the thickness of the bar to essentially about the size of an axle bar, maybe a little bit bigger than an axle bar. So it gives you a fat grip. The only difference is the texture is different, okay, than steel. But it's a good facsimile to simulate the axle bar. But this will help your grip as well. You can use this for any application. You can use these put these on your dumbbells for bicep curls, or your barbell for bicep curls. You could put this on your bar for your lat pull downs. It comes in a set of two, and do those rows, whatever you're using your hands for, your entire back workout if you wanted to, and increases your hand strength, makes your hands work harder. So these are kind of to me a basic, okay, to have. Okay, another thing that is good is, I'm sure you've seen these before, the power balls. Okay, there's a gyro inside here, and you have to get it spinning through here. You put in, for me, I just put in a piece of string, or I actually take my cordless drill and just put it up against it and spin it, and then you hold it in your hand, and you have to keep it's not motorized in here, so you have to keep rotation, and it's a real good wrist strengthener, forearm strengthener. It's a cool little tool to have. I don't know if Walmart carries these yet, but I know that Academy does, and Dick's Sporting Goods, they carry these, but they're on Amazon fairly cheap. I think even Wish.com carries them, but they don't come with the motor. You basically have to take a string and stick it in that little hole you see there, and then spin it, and then kind of yank it like you're trying to start a motor. And then you hold it in your hand, and you basically do wrist rotations, and then the gyro kicks in, and you get to control the wobble of the rotation. Okay. Now, one of the biggest faults in the grip world is there's not a lot of tools to strengthen the thumb. Okay, so you can go on ironmind.com, and they have something called the Telegraph, which is designed, it looks like a little telegraph machine, except you're doing this. But the thumb is part of the hand. Now, the fault with grippers, and no fault of their own, is this doesn't do anything for your thumb at all. Okay, now Ironman has another smaller version of this with a fatter grip. It only comes to about here where this line is, called a IM Tug, or IMTUG, where you can use it for your thumb. Okay, but I've come up with a better way, and it's another one of my DIY inventions, and it costs $6 to make. I have a little piece of little plumbing parts right here. This is a 3/4 by 4-inch galvanized pipe. Okay, and then it just has a little screw-on plug on the end, and then of course another piece here, two shorter pieces here, and a T. Okay, so I went to local hardware store, Home Depot, and picked these up. Now, what you do is you just take a Iron Mine gripper here, or whatever gripper you have. Sorry for putting my face directly in the camera. I'm still new to YouTube. And let me assemble this little contraption here. And it's a simple little tool, but it's very, very effective. If I can get it together for you. So essentially, it's fun to do one-handed too, is here you go. See, the gripper is there. You insert the handles into the little tubes, the pieces of metal plumbing parts, and you squeeze with just your thumb. Okay? And you just slide them up, and you can pull them out, farther out, to make it a little bit easier, to give you more leverage, or slide them in to make it harder. Now, another advantage to this as well of using this particular method is if you can't close a certain gripper, if you're trying to train on a particular gripper like number 4 or whatever, you can slide these babies back on here without the T-post on there. And look, now you've extended the handles of your grippers without the T-piece in there, and you squeeze, and then as you get stronger, you slowly slide these up, farther up the bar, or up the gripper. So essentially, you could buy a number 3, extend those all the way out, and slowly work your way up. Again, limiting how many grippers that you actually need to own. Okay, it's a cool little $6 piece that you can make. I'm actually surprised that nobody's thought of that first and patented it and built it. I've actually presented it to Iron Mind and I've never heard anything back. So, but it's a cool little tool to have. Now this here, no, this is not cock rings for 6 of the 7 dwarves, or 5 of the 7 dwarves. This is, you put your fingertips in these little holes, okay? This is for the thumb, this one here, and there's for your top 4 fingers. And you spread your fingers out. So instead of compressing, it's for expansion. Because you want to work every muscle and ligament and tendon in the hand. Total hand strength. I'm about total body strength, so it's an essential tool. Okay, so those are some of the basics. This is again another homemade tool of mine. Let me get another one. This is called an iron cross. Okay, and what you do with that, this is again for wrist strength and grip, is you simply wrap your hands around it. So I'm gripping the inside, and you will do either push-ups or static holds in the push-up position with this, the tip, preferably on carpeting or a rough surface. You put this on a slippery surface like tile or linoleum, you're going to be sliding all over the place, and it's not going to end well for you. But if you put it on or out, you can put it out in dirt, but it may sink into whatever. Put 2 pieces of wood down, whatever, or on a doormat. That even works too. That's what I usually do. And hold this for as long as, with your wrists straight, hold it as long as possible. If you can't do it at first, do put some professional wrist wraps or ace bandages around your wrists to kind of give some stability until you can do it without these. So make 2 of these, 1 for each hand, and as you master this length, you can go by a longer piece and longer piece, and it gets harder and harder, but it's building that wrist strength. This is a great training exercise for boxers because it develops the wrist strength, so you know their hands aren't doing this when they're punching. And being that I was a boxer, I speak from experience. So now, unusual tools. You've seen traditional forearm and grip trainers where you have basically a stick and you roll it up or this way. This is a little bit different. This is another Iron Mind product. This is called the twist your wrist. So you put a pin here and you put your weight on it, and you of course let the string down and you use your 2 hands, but you go like this. You twist it like this, or in the opposite direction, rather either one. But it works a little bit differently. It works the fingers, works the wrists, and works the forearms. Another great little tool to have. Again, it's pricey. I could probably build one for half the price, but it's a cool thing to have. Okay, as far as pinch grip, I have a couple little toys here that I made myself. This is a little piece of PVC that I cut a slit in, put a piece of steel, drilled a hole, and I have 2 bolts to holding this in. What you do is you put that pin, you put this pin through this hole and connect it to the weights, and you simply grip like this, testing your pinch grip, and lift the weights up and down. Or you can attach it to a machine. As you see, I have my weight machine right here. You can connect it to that, and with the same pin that you would use, like you used to attach your lat bar, and pull that way as well. Okay. This is the Iron Mine hub. Okay. Again, attaches to a pin via this, and you basically, this is for your finger strength. You hold it like this, and you pick up weight like this. Again, can be attached to your machine. So it's a good little piece to have. And like I said, this is another Iron Mine product. And then you have the Rolling Thunder. Okay, this is a free swinging handle, and it's obviously extremely thick. And you attach it with the pin to that rod right there, and pick up weights with it that way. You can attach this to a machine, to the weight machine, and do it the same exact way. So these are the basic tools that I use for my grip training, and it's helped me tremendously with like the farmer's walk, the Atlas stones, and with the cake toss, and with deadlifts. It's helped tremendously. I lift raw, so that has allowed me to be able to get into the high numbers without straps.